Move over to Olamide to bring us up to speed with stories that are trending now.
Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Ibrahim.
Good morning.
I've got some good stories for you guys today. I'm going to take it away. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and an eye on the street. And if it's trending, I am definitely going to be dissecting it on this segment. In our first story, the Cold War between Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who represents Kogi Central, and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, continues after the Senate President referred the matter to the Senate's Ethics, Code of Conduct, and Public Petitions Committee over her outburst on seat reallocation. Well, Senator Natasha isn't backing down. In a bold move, the Kogi Central Senator has filed a lawsuit against Akpabio, accusing him of defamation. She's demanding 100 billion naira in general damages and 300 million naira in litigation costs. With tensions escalating both in the Senate and the courtroom, this political showdown is clearly far from over. Just yesterday on this very show, we had Senator Neda Imasuen, who's sitting on the Ethics and Privileges Committee of the House of Assembly, and he failed to comment, but he did say that the disciplinary panel would take place, and we'd have an update on that soon. So our eyes are watching. It will take some social media tweets. Gorilla says, when you see every senator standing behind the Senate president, meanwhile he's been rejected by the people, you should know the kind of person he is. Supo says, this same man had issues with seating arrangements with Senator Bukola Saraki at 7th Senate. He almost beat his colleagues then and was never suspended or faced any disciplinary panel. And finally, Miro had this to say. He says, they will probably give her a 3 to 6 month suspension, but these people should know she is representing a constituency. And suspending her is like gagging her constituency. The human rights group just the other day has called for the impeachment of the Senate president. That is not possible. But Veronica and Ibrahim, what do you guys make of this development? They are clearly going fist for fist and aura for aura.
Act 2, Scene 3. I am waiting for how this drama would pan out at the end of the day. Senator Natasha Akpoti is known for her doggedness, her resilience, someone who could deal with former Governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, the way she did. You know that she's a strong woman and ready for any fight that is thrown at her. So I'd like to see how things pan out at the end of the day. Once again, I'd like to say that the matter was not properly handled on the floor of the chambers as it is. Both parties could have handled it better, but now that she's taking legal steps with regards to it, I want to say that I am waiting to see what happens.
Ibrahim?
Looking at what happened, I think it's more procedural than personal, well, except there are personal issues, because according to the Nigerian Senate orders, especially Order 6, Road 1, says that the President of the Senate is empowered to allocate seats to senators and may reassign these seats as necessary. So whatever the Senate President did at that time, it was within his power to have done it. So I guess Senator Natasha Akpoti needs to understand the Senate orders, the rulings of the Senate, how things are conducted on the floor, because it's not the first time that seats are being, reassigned to senators. So maybe there is more to it than meet the eye.
All eyes of the populace are on the National Assembly at this point. In our next story, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, is planning to take legal action against former military president General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida for his role in numerous violations of fundamental human rights. Falana announced his intention to challenge the malicious prosecution he and his colleagues allegedly faced during the military regime. In an interview, he recounted how during the June 12th struggle, peaceful protests erupted across the country, and he insisted that it was actually Babangida who ordered the arrest of prominent activists like the late Chief Gani Fawehinmi, Dr. Beko Ransom Kuti, as well as himself. He has also criticized IBB's refusal to apologize for the annulment of the June 12th election. I'm going to take some social media commentary on this. Very Rich Man says, awesome, this is the way to go. Otherwise, they will start writing a book to apologize after misrule. Lots of sentiments that this is a little, too late. Dr. Mary says, go Falana, sue him, let him vomit the billions he got from his co-rogue. He's giving you all the evidence you need, his confession. And to close, St. Charles says, Falana should rest. IBB is not the cause of the poverty in Nigeria today. It's clearly a case of personal trauma because he did say that he was arrested under Babangida's regime. And so this is clearly a case of personal trauma. And I think he's well within his right to want to pursue litigation on this. Ibrahim and Veronica.
Well, he's well within his right, like you have rightly pointed, to pursue this matter, because after that statement made by the former military head of state, a lot of persons were saying, let us pursue justice. For if this is justice for him, I think he's on track. And let's see how testing the laws with this now would end up at the end of the day, because this might set a precedence for other cases that some persons perhaps need to gain closure from at the end of the day. Ibrahim, our legal expert.
Yeah, this newly inaugurated book will continue to generate lots and lots of reactions. Falana, I think I watched him yesterday, giving his own account as to what happened during that period. So let's see what's going to happen. A lot of people are behind him, especially with the hashtag Arrest IBB now, hashtag Try IBB, and so many hashtags regarding that. So those that have seen that he had done wrong, so not just the Falanas or the Abiolas or Nigeria, they are behind him, and those are behind Femi Falana will definitely kill behind. So we'll see. Let him test the laws. And we'll see what comes out of it.
Absolutely. June 12 was a pivotal day in Nigeria, and we are watching. In our next story, a Yaba magistrate court has acquitted musician Naira Marley, promoter Sam Larry, Prime Boy, as well as Mohbad's ex-manager Okpere Babatunde in connection with the singer's death. However, the Lagos Department of Public Prosecutions will still prosecute auxiliary nurse Feishayo Ogedengbe and Mohbad's friend Ayobami Sadiq for alleged reckless and negligent acts. This ruling has, of course, sparked mixed reactions as Nigerians continue to demand justice for Mohbad. I'm going to take some social media tweets right now. Classic J says, the truth has to be told. There's no direct connection between these guys and the boy's death. Nigerians only got emotional, hence the reason for the backlash. But I don't pity them because they deserve it for bullying the boy when he was alive. May his soul rest in peace. I'll take one more tweet now. Abdullah says, because they don't have the money, the court landed safely on the nurse and his friend. There is God, Shah. I think Mohbad's case really shows us what collective responsibility looks like and what it means when we all band together and ask for justice. In our next story, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has joined popular Nigerian TikToker Scott Iguma in his mission to call out property sellers and real estate firms who are pricing their properties in US dollars instead of Naira. His viral rants have struck a chord with many Nigerians who have since begun reporting businesses that overcharge in foreign currency. It's so interesting because Scott Iguma actually just opened an app to help tenants band together and complain about property prices and tenancy laws in Nigeria. And just yesterday, the Enugu State House of Assembly passed a bill to curb exorbitant rent rates and tenancy right violation. Would you like to chime in on the conversation, or do you just have an interesting perspective you'd like to share with us? Please tag us with the hashtag #TrendingNowTVC on any social media platform. We're listening. Don't have much time today, but those are my stories, guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Olamide,
for
welcome. Those stories. Definitely the conversation will continue online with the hashtag #TrendingNowOnTVC.